Why is there so much inflation right now? I don't know about you, but I'm irritated. So if you're irritated, stay to the end of the video. I have all sorts of solutions. And let's talk about the real causes. Specifically in this video today, I'm going to talk about what drives inflation. More importantly, who's benefiting. There are people benefiting or this would not be happening. And then the few industries. There's like one for sure and maybe two that are inflation proof. And you better get there soon. And it's not an or. It used to be an or. A couple of months ago, it's an and. You got to increase your income. So I'm going to give you some gift tickets to come join me and earn some money. So let's begin. So what drives inflation, right? So that is on the consumer side. It's supply demand, right? So that's the simple economic term for what drives inflation. The production costs are increasing. You say, well, why? Well, the supply chain's backed up. Why? Pandemic. People didn't want to work. People stayed home. All of it was part of it, but there's also political agendas. Let's be clear. We're not going to get too far into that because a lot of you will just click me out right away. Some of you might love me more. But let's talk about some of the production. Let's talk about gas. Right? I just got a new diesel rig. Are you kidding? Diesel's higher than fuel in most places. Talk about airline tickets. They're at their highest they've been, I don't even remember. And why? Because avgas is so expensive. Now, in North America alone, we have enough fuel, we have enough petroleum that we could actually live for over 500, almost 600 years, I think is the statistic. Oh, but we don't produce much here. We'd rather pay countries to bring it in. And then those of you that are buying electric cars, that's the other side of it. Why are fuel and diesel and gas prices, why is it so high? Because they're pushing their electric agenda, right? So you can buy an electric car, but have you guys thought it all through? What does it cost to get a lithium battery out of the earth? What does it cost when it is non-recyclable? You got a front end and a back end problem of that whole situation. And you got a bigger problem. LA and California couldn't even handle the amount of electric cars that were bought, and there were brownouts because there's just not enough to produce. And if you want to do the windmills and the solar and other those to supplement, it won't be enough for a long time. No one's really doing the math. Yes, I'm a gas and oil millionaire and I'm a huge fan. So if that has you click out of here, that would be ridiculous of you because I know a lot about a lot of other things. So maybe there's one thing you're going to disagree with me, but I got a huge voice for that. I've been a gas and oil millionaire since 1999. And you know what? These glasses, your shoes, the camera that's videotaping, the computer you're watching this through, all take petroleum. So I don't know how you think this is all going to work out. It's cute. Not going to work. So let's move on. Inflation. Who benefits? Who benefits is the investors, right? Now they were winning big when the stock market was on a big run, but it is just recently, and we're videotaping this the end of May 2022. So with the stock market and the crypto markets really taking a dive, I mean, people had 401ks that were in their late 50s and 60s and said, I'm not going back to the workforce. They're in sheer freaking panic because now their $1 million is worth maybe 400, 500. I mean, depends on who is running their money. And here's the frustrating part for those of you who are all stock market people and don't have IFlip, which by the way, at the end, I'm going to give you a link to the greatest software that will pull you out of the market on a decline. Like at the max I've ever lost is 3.3%. So yes, I might sit in cash, but I'm not taking the dive. And your financial planner is going to say, oh, but it's okay. You're in for the long haul. You got to be sick of hearing that. I mean, March 2020, you took the biggest dive since 1929, I think it was. I mean, when are you done with the roller coaster because your financial management person isn't managing properly and they're getting fees of everything when they come back into the market? You don't make money going back into the market. They make money coming back into the market. They make money bringing you back in. So again, this might be like a little bit of a rant for those of you that are out there, but if you're as irritated as I am about what's going on when there are like one or two or three solutions, you talk about world-leading economists who mentor me, there are a couple solutions that can fix it fast. No one's listening to what's going to fix this fast. So who benefits? Not you. So what do you do about it? Well, before I tell you what you can do about it and some solutions, I need you to subscribe to the channel. Now, I probably divided your interests a little bit, right? So some of you are a little far to the right, a little far to the left. I'm actually here for your family. So you got to say, I can worry about all the stuff in the world, but what do I have control over? I have control of my household. So if you want to be all electric and you want to all be green, well, then just ignore that part of my conversation and pay for, high fuel prices. See, the interesting thing about high fuel prices and diesel prices and all of that for me is I'm a big investor on the other side. So I'm getting massive returns because the prices are so high. So that all balances out for those that know money. So again, subscribe to my channel. We're going to talk about everything from credit cards to kids to how do you bank, how do you get insurance, anything about money. We're going to talk about here on this channel. So you might want to ignore a few things that I say that might irritate you, but I want you to start waking up and thinking and really have, as my daughter says, CFS. Common frickin' sense. Some of this is just common sense. And what's supply, what's demand, how do you contribute? And for those of you who are really beginners, are you just a consumer or are you a creator? Meaning entrepreneurs are the creators of this economy. And small and medium-sized businesses, my next rant, are getting pummeled in this. Because there's a few big monopolies who should be taken off of the monopoly. There's laws that protect which are not being protected. So a lot of small guys and medium-sized guys are getting pummeled and the big guys are getting wealthier. So what is the biggest solution? Buy private, right? I'm going to say buy private. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of the big box stores, they supply everything. They can all go right here to your doorstep. You can also buy right to your doorstep, so you keep the convenience, but you buy private. So you buy from direct sales companies. There's only one company that I'm aware of that had to do a little price increase because they are publicly traded, and some of the direct sales companies are. But the stuff I use to wash clothes, well, I don't, but my team does, do laundry, dryer sheets, wood floor cleaning, all those supplies we buy from a direct sales company here in the United States. It's naturally made, it's organically made, it's phenomenal, and they've had no price increases, and they don't plan on having them. If you're interested in being on my team, I'm growing that hugely, because right now inflation is in the 8-ish%. Some people want to keep it going up. Some people say they want to get it to go down. What do you get to do? You get to live through it. How do you get to live through it? Control your money, make more of it. You all are great entrepreneurs. There's so many opportunities to make money right now, and control your spending. Not like the Susie Orman style of reduce your lifestyle. Not saying that at all. Buy smart. Buy where you don't have price increases. Do you really need to go to the big box stores and buy your cleaning supplies? They can be delivered to your front door every 30 days. You use them, you go through them, you do it again. You can buy supplements that way. You can buy hair products that way. You can buy clothes that way. There's actually not a thing that I'm aware of that you can't buy through direct sales. And the reason they can't do the price hikes and they can't do the inflationary spikes is because they have these huge algorithms. They have downlines, and I'm not talking Ponzi scheme. I'm talking very specific and sophisticated direct sales companies where there's commission levels. They have to reprogram everything. They're not going to do it. And it's going to be a huge financial decision if they do. So I am hugely moving over and been that way for a while. I love direct sales company because I love people who have a great work ethic. If you work, you're going to get rewarded. You're going to have huge financial gains. So again, a lot of you might not share my opinion. So I gave some opinions I normally don't do. I stay away from religion and politics for most of the time, but it's getting a little irritating, and I'm hopefully you're as irritated as I am. So the one thing I know that I'm going to do, no matter what, so you can ignore some of my rant today, I'm going to help you make some money. Before I wrap up, I just want to reinforce, this was a pretty ranty, divided conversation, maybe for some of you. I encourage you to stay here anyway. So you have opinions, I have opinions. We don't have to have every opinion right, because I'm going to be a multimillionaire to the day I walk off the planet and pass it on to my kids. Some of you want to be 100,000-aire. So we're not going to differ on that. We have to learn money. You got to be financially literate. So that's the overall goal of my channel, even though I have opinions. Some have worked, some have not worked. So what I want you to do right now is ask some questions. Go to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request. I'm going to send you out some tickets to my event. Every 3 weeks I do an event, and I'm going to teach you to make more money. It's a huge part of beating inflation. I'm going to send you, once you come to my event, out to any of the companies that I'm associated with, that I have teams to support you with, and get up to speed and making some money right away. And I'm in the ones that are fast making money. There are some direct sales companies, takes a little minute to really build. So we're going to show you how to do it. We're going to show you how to build the database. You're just going to plug into my team, and we're going to get going. I'm also going to give you that IFlip app. It's a place where you can park for a while the market's super volatile, or just stay there. It's all programmed by algorithms, AI, and smart portfolios. It takes you in and out of the market so you don't have to get pummeled again. It also has crypto options, so you can do smart portfolios that way. So this is a huge give, right? Because you had to tolerate a little bit of my rant. But this is serious, folks. Inflation's serious, high interest rates are serious, and you have a couple ways to defend yourself. So I hope you do, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.